Yo, what is up, guys? My name is Nicholas Earl, and welcome back to another episode of Earl Sports Bets. And today, we've got another day of Stanley Cup Playoffs. We have 3 games. We have full day of some playoff hockey. I'm super excited about today. So we're not going to waste any time because we also have a guest on the line. So very excited about that as well. So before we get into the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and turn on those post notifications, so you guys are notified each and every time we come out with a video here at Earl Sports Bets. You can also follow us on our social medias at BetsEarl on Twitter, at Earl Sports Bets on Instagram. And we also have a Discord link if you guys want to join that Discord chat. The link to that is in the description of the video down below. But as I hinted earlier, we do have a guest on the line, and I'm super excited. And of course, I had to have it on a slate where the Minnesota Wild are playing, because we get the Terry Edelman today. How are you doing today?
I'm excited. Playoff hockey's here. I'm ready to go. Got my bets in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it should be a fun, full day. Got a game at 12. Got this Minnesota team at 3. And then at 7 o'clock, we have another game as well. So let's kick it on off here. The first game of the day starting in about 2 hours now. The New York Islanders are at the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Pittsburgh Penguins are minus 134, plus 121 for these Islanders. Over under 5 goals. This was at 5.5 last night. Dropped to 5 this morning. Where are you looking for this one?
This one took me a little bit of time. If you look at both teams going into the playoffs, then it's like a slam dunk Pittsburgh. But if you look at the last few seasons in the playoffs, Pittsburgh has struggled heavily. So it took me some time to consider both options, and I think Pittsburgh at home is the reason why I'm taking Pittsburgh money line in this game. I think Pittsburgh comes out strong and wins the first game at home, but this is no slam dunk series. So as people may think, Penguins in the playoffs just haven't been good lately. Also, yeah. I think the sweep that they face first, the Islanders, is going to be in the back of their heads. Yeah. So I think Pittsburgh's going to come out really strong today. But also an afternoon game, it's kind of hard to sometimes judge. Like, these teams don't usually, I don't know if I've seen, well, Pittsburgh, I think, has had a few afternoon games, but I don't think I've seen really the Islanders play in the afternoon like this early.
Not particularly, no.
So that comes into effect too, right? Like them playing so much earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like Pittsburgh in this game. The draw would also be an option, but right now the total's 5, so I'm not touching a 5. But I like Pittsburgh today.
Yeah. For me, now that the total is 5, the only place I can really look at that is over, because if it's 2-2, at the very least you get a push. But I am happy you did mention the draw there, because let me move you up so I can get to the 3-way lines, because that's where I'm actually looking at this game. This is the first time, I think, all season on video that I've given out or /bet a regulation draw this season, but I feel like this makes total sense. These two teams play tighter than people think. Just the style of hockey that these New York Islanders play, I can easily see this going to overtime. The Islanders did, I think, have 3 overtime losses in their last 10 games to end the season. So this team does go to overtime quite often. I think they went to overtime twice against this Pittsburgh team. I can easily see this being 2-2 heading into overtime, and we get a really good game here. 2 very good goalies in net also as well, Semyon Varlamov and Tristan Jarry. I feel like the Islanders, if they're going to have a chance in the series, they're going to need really good goaltending from Varlamov. He's 19-11-4, 929 save percentage, 2.04 goals allowed per game. So a very good season from Semyon Varlamov. I think a very underrated goalie in the NHL here for the future to come. Also, Ilya Sorokin, also a great option the Islanders have. So they have a great dynamic duo for goaltending that they can go to. But I like the regulation draw on this one. I think the Islanders potentially pull this one off in overtime. But I think this is going to be a very good defensive game. I'm going to say 3-2 Islanders in overtime is my prediction. But I like the regulation draw for this game more than anything. Plus 300, a very nice juicy plus tag to start off the day with. Our next game is the Vegas Golden Knights taking on this Minnesota Wild team. I'm sure you don't know too much about this team. Minus 156 for the Knights, plus 141 for the Wild. Over under 5.5 goals here. I can imagine where we're going with this game, but break it down for me.
Yeah, so I'm maybe one of the Wild's biggest fans. I'm sure other huge Wild fans would try to disagree with me on that. But coming into the playoffs, so the Wild have struggled versus the Blues. So coming into the playoffs, I think our last 11 games, 7 of them were against the Blues. So our record coming into the playoffs isn't as good as I'd like it. The goaltending has also looked a little bit shaky going towards the playoffs. But Wild are very good against Vegas. They've been very good against Vegas since Vegas entered the league. Wild are 11-2-3 against Vegas all time, 5-1-2 versus Vegas this season. I know a lot of people say that regular season play doesn't affect the playoffs, but when a team beats another team like this, like 11-2-3, that's a significant record. That's not like a 7-5-3, like a close record. Like 11-2-3 isn't really close in my opinion. I think the Wild are huge underdogs in this series, like way bigger underdogs than they should be. So the value is all over the Wild. I think playoff Kaprizov is just going to be even more amazing than regular season Kaprizov. I think the Wild get it done. I think it's a close game, another possible overtime. I think the Wild get it done, but I also see goals in this game. Like I said, goaltending has been a bit shaky for the Wild, but Fleury in his career, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but has a over 3.0 goals against average and an under 900 save percentage versus the Wild. And I believe it's a 5-12 overall record. And a lot of those games were played when he was with Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh has always had the Wild's number. So the fact that his record's 5-12 versus the Wild is not good. So if Fleury's in net, then I like the over, but I also like the over if Leonard's in net. He actually posted on Twitter an angry face when Colorado beat Los Angeles in the final game, because you could tell when Leonard played the Wild, Vegas had a 5-3 lead going into the third. Wild scored 3 goals unanswered in the third and won at 6-5 in regulation. And when the camera pointed at Leonard, you could tell he's just like completely heartbroken and shocked that just happened. That's another thing. If the Wild are down a goal or two in the third period, I would definitely look at the third period, betting on the third period. And one final thing, a friend, Melissa Cunningham, who's also on Twitter, posted or sent me a message about Vegas is. So when Vegas is at home, in the second period, 9 of the 10 road teams have won the second period. Let me just make sure. Road team against the Knights have won the second period in 8 of the last 10 Knights home games. So the Knights are struggling in the second period. So this is a close game, 1-0, 2-1, whatever. Going into the second, I'm definitely going to be taking Wild in the second period. And then depending on how the score is in the third, I'll also be looking at the third period.
Yeah, this is going to be a really fun one. That was an interesting stat with the Vegas during the second period. I generally don't look at stats like that, but that's an interesting angle. I like that here. I also really like the Wild. If you guys saw during my playoff video, I have them winning this series against Vegas. I took the plus 200. I took a stab at this Wild team because I feel like this is just a great stylistic matchup for the Minnesota Wild versus the Vegas Golden Knights, because for whatever reason, they have their number. And I think they definitely had the psychological advantage because Vegas going in, they're like, this is a team that we haven't been able to handle much at all, and we're getting a nice plus money probably every single game for this Minnesota Wild team, unless they go up like 2-3-0 in the series, then you may see them at a pick 'em. But this is definitely a great spot for Minnesota. Also, taking a look at injuries, I saw Mass Pacioretty, Alec Martinez, and Alex Tuch are all questionable for today's game, so they may be missing a few players, which is going to be key. And they're not just like these third or fourth line guys. Pacioretty's their leading shooter. Alex Tuck is an up-and-coming centerman, and Alex Martinez is a great second-pairing defenseman. So these are three important players that they might be missing today versus the Minnesota Wild for Game 1 of the playoffs. I think Cam Talbot will be okay in net. I think he's definitely had a much better season. I need to see a good performance out of him before I truly believe that this Wild can make like a cup run. But if Talbot's playing really well and he gets hot, watch out. This Wild team could be very dangerous to leave the Western Conference. I believe they're a plus 650 if you're interested in that. But this is a great Minnesota Wild team. I think Kaprizov is going to be so much fun to watch during these playoffs. But I'm going with the Wild as well, plus 141 versus these Vegas Golden Knights. All right, our final game on the night, another banger here. We have the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Florida Panthers, minus 115 for the Lightning, plus 104 for the Panthers. Over under of 5.5 goals here. Where are you looking for this one?
So I've looked a lot of, obviously, postseason predictions for a lot of people. And a lot of people have Tampa Bay. Like, a lot of people have Tampa Bay. And I think because Kucherov and Stamkos are returning for the playoffs, that people are just overly taking that as, oh, Tampa Bay is going to win. There's no way they can possibly lose, right? And also that they won the Cup last year. So everybody's sleeping on Florida, in my opinion. But I really liked what I saw from Florida this year. I don't think I've ever seen a Florida team since I started watching hockey play like this. The coaching, Coach Q has done an amazing job with the Florida Panthers. The trade for Sam Bennett was a great trade. I just like this Florida team. I think at home in the first game, I think they're going to take it. They're going to come out strong. Florida money line would be my choice. This would also be another option for the draw. These two teams, this is going to be an exciting series. Battle of Florida for the first time in history. We're going to have the Battle of Florida, so should be a really good game tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm on the Panthers as well. I looked at our predictions a little bit for what you post on Twitter while I post on my video, and I think we lined up on basically every single series except for that Pittsburgh one. This is going to be a fun series. I think this series goes 7, and this Florida team's a slept-on team. I think the Panthers make it out of the first round. Obviously, guys, if you guys seen my videos, I don't think they make it past the Hurricanes though. But this is a really good Florida Panthers team. One thing to keep an eye out, though, is Huberdeau is questionable for today's day-to-day on DraftKings, so just keep that in mind. I kind of want to see what his status is for this game. But one thing that really surprised me with this Florida team is their blue line did not slow down at all after losing Ekblad. Uyghur's picked it up. Montour's been a great addition. Sam Bennett, you mentioned, he's been revitalized here in Florida, getting out of Calgary. Great situation for him there. And yeah, everybody likes Tampa Bay in this series because they're getting Stamkos back. I think he's a little overrated. And Kucherov. I think Kucherov's not even the best player on the ice. That'll be Alexander Barkov, which I think is the most underrated player in hockey. You can't tell me otherwise. And one thing to really question with Kucherov and Stamkos coming back, especially Kucherov after missing this entire season, what's the chemistry going to be like with this top line with Kucherov coming back after a whole season of being hurt? This is definitely a spot where I think Florida gets the job done. And I kind of wish they were. I can bet alternative puck lines. I may have taken Florida minus 1.5 goals here. Try to get a nice juicy price tag, but unfortunately my book doesn't offer that. But I like the Panthers in this spot. I think they get the job done. Plus 104 is a great price for them. I see this as a little bit of a pick. I think they should have been a slight favorite, the minus 110, minus 115 favorite in this game. So I'm going with the Panthers as well in this game. I like the Florida Panthers to get the job done here today. All right, so we're going to quickly recap over our plays for today, and then we're going to head on out for this video. I'm going with the New York Islanders and the Pittsburgh Penguins regulation draw. That is a plus 300. Going with the Minnesota Wild at plus 141 on the money line, and then the Florida Panthers to finish it out tonight at plus 104. Where are your plays for today?
Pittsburgh money line minus 132. Wild money line plus 141. Wild Vegas over 5.5 minus 110. And Florida plus 104.
Alrighty, let me get into. I have a special one specifically when I have people on. So it doesn't fill up all the way here on the bottom corner, but this will have to do for right now until I get a better setup for this. But that's going to just about wrap up this video. This is going to be a fun day of playoff hockey. Anything you want to say before we head on out here, Terry?
No, maybe give me a follow. Let's Go Wild Picks on Twitter. I post picks daily. We'll be posting Major League Baseball all summer long as well. And everybody enjoy the playoffs today. These 3 games are going to be like really good, so enjoy it.
Absolutely. Yeah, follow Terry on Twitter. His Twitter will be down in the description of the video down below. But that's going to just about do it for this video, guys. I want to thank you guys for watching as always. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And let's make some money. Let's cash some bets in the NHL tonight. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.